Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to episode 5000 of the live stream. I hope you can all hear me all right. Evening. I have a new lighting set up on the go, as you can see. Different angle. I've got the light coming from underneath me now. But to flatter the twin, I just thought I'd try something new. You know what I mean? Switch it up a little bit. Loads of tunes have been sent in this week, which is amazing as usual. Lots of new music. I haven't listened to any of it yet, so I'm very excited. Let me get my list up. What else? Oh, look. Can you see this? Cool beans. Shogun Audio very kindly sent me this new t-shirt. So I thought I'd do, look at that. That's cool, isn't it? I thought I'd do them the honours of wearing it for the stream. I obviously get 50p commission. No, I don't get any commission, but I thought I'd say thank you by wearing it on the stream. Yes. So, lots of new music. I'm going to jump straight in. Let's have a little look. Oh, hold on. I need to give them the go-ahead to share. Let's start the first track first, make sure the audio's okay. Hey! So, we have Hoxie, French producer, who I've been chatting to. He sent this tune in, Mo Summit. Right. Whoa, cut. Where's the fade out, son? Straight cut. That was cracking. What a great start to the show. Setting the standard very high there, Hock seat. Always, it's very high every week, which makes it very hard to give feedback. The mic's working this week. That's good, isn't it? Yeah, it's very hard to give feedback because the standard is getting higher and higher. But I did write down a few notes. I thought overall it was really cool, really nice. Arrangement's good. Drum pattern is lush. I wrote that down. Drum pattern is lush. I put filter. I'm getting it out of the way early. I'm going to say the word filter, and I've got my drink ready. Thank you very much. You've got to do a shot every time I say the word filter. Filter some of those guitar sounds in the second half, and I thought let it roll with the bass. In places you could have stripped it right back, and let it filter. Let it filter, let it roll. Just let it roll with the bass and the drum. A few of those ambient sounds that maybe filter the guitar down, I thought would have been nice. Kick drum's a bit flabby. That's all I've got. A bit flab-tastic. The snare sounds a bit over limited or compressed to me. And the bass sounds a bit lost in places. I think it might be a very low note. Or too low, almost. Or my speaker sub's not big enough to bloody hear it. But yeah, the bass was getting lost in places. I don't know if that was just me though, so it'd be good to see what the chat room's saying. Make sure you get an alcoholic drink and you do a shot every time I say the word filter. That's part of the game now. That's just built into the game. Let's have a little look at the chat. Hello everyone. Oh, lots of people. Same. Lots of people from last week. This is good. Community vibe, community spirit. The chat only goes this far up for some reason. Right, Cyran, the Ram Man, Captain Ram. Cyran says, tune. Athena, hello. Digital native, yes. Okay, this is just everyone saying hello. Light from underneath for the campfire stories. That's what I thought. Go for that moody look. But I swear it makes the camera more high definition for some reason. Anyway, maybe because it's struggling less with the noise. Delicious start. Lovely atmosphere. Nice full and scatty tops. This is sick. The bass line is lovely and smooth. Feeling this one. Atmosphere is really dope. That's from HD Music. Bar has been set pretty fucking high. That's from Delta Tone. The first tune normally always slaps. That is true. That is very true. Beautiful piano. Nice vibes. I think the bass needs more sub, personally. Yeah. I'm with Siren on that. It wasn't quite coming through. Some notes were, but less upper harmonics. It struggles on the low D note. Fucking hell, that's very specific. I'm going to get you, Siren. Do you want to be the guest next week? Come on. Over Zoom. You be the guest. And we'll do feedback. You do the technical feedback. And I'll just tell people about filters. Yeah, so similar feedback. Coxeat, really one to watch. He is. French DJ and producer. I think we should give a shout out to French producers because I feel like French producers are just naturally born being good at making dance music. They're just some of the best producers are French. It's just fact. They just make dance music very well. They really do. Disco, house, electro, drum and bass. Nebu, he's French. Best drum and bass producer there is. Daft Punk, Justice. It goes on. The list goes on. Okay. What are we on? Josh said he's in. He didn't, but let's just pretend he did. Siren, you're in for next week. I'd be interested to know more about the French D&B scene, actually. Red Eyes. There you go. Yeah, see, look. Fuck. Someone should make a French playlist. French drum and bass playlist. French dance music playlist. Right, we're getting carried away. Next one. This is by Elk. And it's called Pulsed Calls version 4. V4. I like you didn't send us 1, 2 or 3 though. You waited till 4. I like that. Ooh la la. That was cool. Thank you for sending that in, Elk. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed it. It was quite. Is my mic on? Is my mic on? I enjoyed it. It was quite moody in places. I thought I did write down some things as usual. Overall, nice. Some nice elements, some nice little touches actually, nice little samples thrown in. It wasn't quite driving though for me. Something needs to glue it together. And I'm not quite sure still what that is. Feels like it needs to be held together with something. I think maybe more work on the mid bass sound, that distorted bass sound needs playing around with a little bit, possibly. A bit louder. Something to glue it together. Percussion's cool. Really like that. There was a couple of sounds that may be out of key. A couple of random samples. They need looking at. These are minor things though, really. Some random elements stop the flow a bit. I think there was like a hip hop break just very quickly into the second drop, which was good, but maybe a bit early. Maybe hold off on that or do it towards the end of a 16 or 32, like in the middle or something. It was good though. It was different, which I always like. It had a lot of weight, which is good. And I can see, you know, it's not, you haven't limited it to shit. So that's good. That's always good. Let's see what the chat is saying. New tune here. Oh, nice one. Yeah, liking this percussion. I like this. It's got weight. Yeah, it has. It did have good weight. And it's a pre-master. How do you know it's a pre-master? Oh, yeah, it hasn't been mastered. It has Blade Runner vibes, the bar scene. A lot of people won't get this reference. I'm trying to think that. Love that moody, mysterious synth sound. Vocal is very Perez-y. Surprising little turn there. I think that's about the hip hop break. Vocal is very 1985. Yeah. Yeah, I see that, to be fair. Snare seems a bit weak. Needs a bit more work. I would like to hear more mid-range elements on smaller speakers. It sounds a bit hollow. Yeah. See, again, maybe it's that mid that needs some work. Could use some vocal repitching. I feel like it could use some atmosphere pads at points. Yeah, all similar feedback, to be fair. But yeah, great track. Thank you so much for sending that in. It's really hot with this light here. Fucking burning my face. Let's move on. Elk. I think we've had an Elk tune before as well. It's good, man. Keep that up. Send it to me when it's finished. Or the next version. Oh, TZ. Advert.
When it all comes
Wow, that was nice. TZ, 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 TZ. Yeah, that was a really good track. I haven't really got much feedback. Is the honest truth. I was just sitting there, kind of enjoying that. I actually made myself a drink. I was just letting that roll. I was thinking I don't really need to critically listen to this because I can tell it's good. Yeah, I well enjoyed that. What I would say, I'm going to do it. I'm going to say it. You know I'm going to say it. In places, you could do some filtering. I just love a filter. Arrangement was very cool. The snare, I don't know if it's SoundCloud or what, but the snare sounded like MP3 quality. It probably is an MP3, but do you know what I mean? It sounded like the drums were low quality in places, and I don't know if that's SoundCloud or the original samples or what bitrate your MP3 is. Is it a 320? Is it a WAV? Does it matter if it's on SoundCloud? Do they compress it the same? I don't know. But yeah, the drums in places sounded, I don't know what the word is. It's like they had a lower bit rate than they should. They weren't as crisp as they should be, but then that might literally be the SoundCloud compressor. That might be that you just need a tiny little bit of sparkle on the top of the drums just to kill it on the overall bus, just finish it. And that will completely just, if you just lift those crisp tops, I think you're onto an absolute winner there. Shame it's a bootleg really, isn't it? Because I suppose you can just whack it out, free download, or just give it to a select DJs. Send me a copy, please. Did you use the new SoundCloud mastering? That's what it is, isn't it? What's that other one? Landar. You got to stop putting your tracks through Landar, man. This is what happens. You got to just stop going isotope, master preset, export audio. Okay. Yeah, I haven't got much feedback at all. That was wicked, man. And I would like to have a copy of that to play on the old podcast, please. If you don't mind. Please send it my way. That'd be wicked. All right. What's next? What's next? What's next? What's next? The list is meant to be getting smaller. No more new tunes for at least 4 weeks. We're never going to get to the end of this list. Hold on a minute. Look at that waveform. This is some experiment. This is. Hold on. Hashtag experimental. So much rumble. Wow. I don't think I'm well placed. I didn't mean to do that. Well placed to give feedback on this. That was by Skinny, and it was called Lost in There, version 2. I think that was alright. It was alright. I enjoyed it. It's experimental, so I don't know if that rim shot was purposely allowed as you could make it or not. But I think it might have been. And it was quite cool in a way, actually. I quite enjoyed it. Yeah. I don't know what to say because it's experimental, so it's not like you're going for a style. It's just it is what it is. That if you want to be technical, there's a lot of rumble in like the 20 hertz, which probably don't matter, but on big speakers you might get some noise, some clashing, but there weren't much bass in anyway, so But that rim does need a little looking at. Sort your rim out, son. I'm gonna move on. That was good. We don't usually have tracks like that, so I enjoyed that. Talking of soundtracks, Apparat is that German dude who makes that very ambient music. Awesome, to be fair. Very good producer. This looks like some sort of remix, bootleg.
Please put me to bed and turn on the light. Turn on the light. Fold down your hands.
good idea. Good arrangement. Good use of vocalage. Execution needs work. I thought it was a wicked idea. Oh. No. I thought it was a really good idea. I thought, what have I got here? Yeah, really good idea. Good use of the samples. Very cool, actually. The track, the mix lets it down a bit. I think if you get the mix right on this, it's going to be a very cool track. What have I got? Drums are squashed. Drums are very squashed. Too much limiting, too much compression. And there's not a lot of bottom end. You could see in the spectrum analyzer there that was missing quite a lot of bottom data. And that's all. I think that's a lot of mid bass is not there. The bass needs to come out as well, the sub. A bit more weight, please. I felt like you could bring in that arpeggiator. You did actually bring one in the second half of the second drop, which I thought was really nice. Maybe it would have been nice to hear a bit of that in the breakdown, I thought. As you go into the breakdown, maybe filter some of the sounds at the end of the first drop and start to bring in the filter arpeggiator into the breakdown. I thought that would have been a nice touch. But overall, actually, really good idea, to be honest. I just think the execution needs work. I think the drums need work. The bass, definitely the mid bass and the bottom end need work. Other than that, though, cool stuff. I like it. I haven't watched the TV. I gather it's about a TV show. I have never watched it, so I'm gonna go and have a little look on Netflix. Dark, is it? I'm assuming it's good. Right. But yeah, I did zone out a bit to that. It's a good sign. I'm going to do the Ozark bootleg next. No one do that, I'm doing it. Let's have a little look at the comments. Nice one, Def Aid, for letting me know when the track starts. Appreciate that. Turn the lights on. What? Turn the lights on then, folks, if you can't see. Turn the lights on then, folks, if you can't see. Okay. Really like this ominous intro. Definitely in another dimension right now. Shouldn't have bun that zoot. Drums are a little synthetic-y for me. Personally have less neuro snare. Try more of a clap, but really dig the vibe. Kick sounds a little flat. Yeah, it's all in the technical elements because, yeah, look, enjoying the richness of the musical elements, good vibes. The vibe is on point, which most people are saying here. So it is just in the execution. Intro was wicked. Drums could do with a little more groove at the drop. Jungle break. Snare gets a bit lost. Yeah. Okay. Liking the wub-wubs. Don't know if it's my room or not, but I'm missing some low mids here. Yeah, I agree. Ending of what show? Ozark. It's not finished yet. Isn't it? Season 3? Season 2? Season 3? I can't actually remember. I think it's 2 seasons now, isn't it? 3. Yeah, I've watched all 3. Very good. It's not the end. I can't remember what happens at the end, actually. But I know I enjoyed it at the time. Whoa. What's the OA? Watch the OA. Oh, I know. There's only one season, right? One short series, and everyone's like, "Where's season 2? Why aren't you remaking it? It's amazing." It's that one, isn't it? I think I did watch it. This is Ballet. Yeah, 2 seasons, and they cut it. That's it. Ballet and Boom, or Bailey and Boom. It's called Hide the Lies, featuring Rio. Wait a minute, didn't we have this last week? Thank you, Bally and Boom, for sending that in. From memory, I think last week I went pretty hard on you guys for that. You did that kind of like stadium D&B tune, and it was proper limited. I think that's the same one. Yeah, and so no, this is a lot better in terms of the mix. I think technically, that was cool. There were some really cool elements. I felt like arrangement's good, but I felt like the vocal was overused, in my opinion. Is my mic on? I keep checking now because last week I fucked it up. Vocal was overused. I felt like you used it quite a lot, and you could have held off a bit, been a bit more sparing with the vocal. I put needs a dutty rollout section. Second half, I think you can filter it, all the pianos, take out the vocal and just let it roll. Bring in like a ride and a shaker and just get a bit dance floor there. Just take it away from bordering into that pop territory and bring it back into a bit more of a rollout, so more appealing to a wider audience, I think. What else have I got? Drums need a little bit more punch, more energy, bit more weight. They felt a bit squashed, still a little bit squashed. No, nothing like last week, but still a little bit squashed. Definitely more sub, like at least 4 or 5 decibels. It wasn't quite coming through. That's all I got, man. I think it's good. I think there's the bones of a good tune there. Is this out? I put is this out? I don't know because it's 5 months old. Maybe it's not, but then it looks like a private link, so I assume not. But it'd be interesting to know anyway. But thank you very much for sending that in, especially after me being a bit harsh last week. I appreciate that. And I like the fact you're doing different styles of tunes as well. I always like that from producers. I think that's wicked. I'm going to say filter on every tune this week, if you've noticed. I'm doing it. But yeah, there's some good bones there. Don't be afraid to de-pop it a little bit. It's obviously not pop, but in places you could be a bit more headsy, like just cut the vocal out, filter it, bring in a break, bring in a ride or something, just let it roll, especially the second half. Anyway, let's have a little look at the feedback. Track 6. That's how we do about 6, 7, 8 a week. That's not bad. What we got? Axis of Awesome. Anyone? That's the 4-chord wonder. I'm not sure. Maybe, but then you can't. That's just normal with music. You can't really get around that. Would like to hit a bit more shuffle in the drums. Could do with a plucky bass section. Low end is a bit iffy. I think that could come up. Anyone else here? Let me be your fantasy a little bit. Actually, that's a good shout. The snare needs to thump you in the face a bit more. I agree. Not sure we should be reviewing tracks above a certain age. I don't know, because I don't think it's out, so it's still fair game. As if it's already released, then it would be a bit silly, but as the dude says, it's not, so I give him the benefit of the doubt. More breaks in the background. Drums could definitely benefit from some more breaks in the background, yeah. Throwing at Aben! Second half, mate. Filter it, aiming it. Bosh. Top end is a little loud in places with the crash. I think the track needs shortening or more elements coming in, as the same pattern over 4 minutes gets a bit repetitive at times, even with the vocals. See, I think you can fix that by being more sparing with the vocals. I need my glasses. My eyesight's a shocker. You see me squinting like that all the time. Hey! I'm going to get all old man on you now. That's better. That is better. Look, I can read that shit from over here. I'm hearing some kind of solo over this, maybe. Please develop the chord progression at least at the end of the 16s. That's not a bad idea. Do you feedback all genres? Mike Kiss has PTSD. From what? Dude does like his filters. Yeah. Yep. All about the filters. All about the filters. Filter everything. If you ain't got a filter on it, it's not drum and bass, let's be honest. Okay, let's move on. 2 times F. Oh, I've got to have a shot. Said the word filter. It is bright. Alright. Roll the mouse. Oh, that's opened in the wrong. Bear with me. Oh, who's sending this in? This is 5 years old. I ain't playing this shit. No. Next. I'm sorry, but that's 5 years old, man. Come on. Ain't happening. I'm not even going to talk about it anymore. cutting it short. You're dead to me. This is already out. I'm not even going to give you feedback now. I was actually really enjoying that. What? Yeah, I was really enjoying that. It sounded like the beach. The DiCaprio film. The tune from that. Moby in it, I think. Or the dude was definitely winding up the audience by just referring to it. I think he was doing it intentionally, which was quite clever, to be fair. I don't care if it's released. I think the drums needed work. The snare was a little bit light. The guitar, bass guitar was also the second half of the first drop. I felt like that was going to go into a really nice driving rhythm. It didn't really work. Seagulls, mate. Too much Foley. EQ the bottom end out of those waves. Had some 07 vibes. I really like 07, and Air had both of those vibes, which is a good thing. Yeah, songwriting outstanding, arrangement very good, execution needs work. But that's all the feedback I'm going to give, because this is already out and this is meant to be a feedback show. So I feel like you're just promoting your own tunes. So go away and don't send me any more. Let's have a little look at what everyone else was saying. What if he mistyped 2020? How could he? He uploaded it 6 months ago. So he uploaded it just before release. We can do some digging, man. But we can do some digging if you want. Found it. Found it. Found it. Same EP, innit? Yeah. There it is. Sunset Rising. Okay. Anyway, we know it's out. It is out. Fucker. Right, 10-day limit. This is 7 hours old. This is definitely not out yet. you. That's cool, man. That's cool. Let me just check my mic's working because before I go on a cheeky rant, I don't want the mic to not work. That's good. That was by Toasty, Toss-T, Toss-T, Toast T, and it was called Up 6, and it was up 7 hours ago, which is impressive. I thought the track was all right. There were some nice elements in there. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you do the guitar yourself. It's not a sample. I think you've recorded that, and I'll get back to that. But sudden drop I've got here. Felt a bit sudden. First, it started to come together into its own in this kind of second half. The first half felt a bit confused to me, and it feels like, I don't know if you're a new producer or not, but it felt like you were throwing a lot at it to combat the way it sounds, and a lot of people do that. They throw the kitchen sink in because they can't get the source sounds quite sitting right. Less is always more, and if you've got good original sounds and you can get just a kick drum, a snare and a bass to sound good, then all of a sudden you realise you don't need to throw lots of shit in to fix your tune. So try and stick to the core basics and get those right. I've put here, be braver with the guitar. I know you go off on a bit of a riff, not quite a solo, but you go off on a bit of one. I better check you played the guitar here, because otherwise this is just not going to work for you. Oh yeah, okay, so you do. You play the bass as well, yeah, so wicked. So I feel like you can be more brave with the guitar and the bass. The bass wasn't quite working with the guitar. I felt like they could be a bit more coherent. And also, at places, it's a bit piercing, and I've written here, try recording some of those lead lines without a plectrum. Do it with your fingers, because you get a bit of a softer recording. It's like a rounder recording, and it's not so harsh. You can try and EQ that out, but often I find using fingers gets that same vibe, especially for a dance track. I think that might work. Just a thought, give it a shot. Maybe you did do it with your hand, not a plectrum. I don't know. But it sounded like you used a plectrum. Be interesting to see how you're processing your guitar. Are you using a preamp? Are you just recording dry? Are you adding the effects and then playing it? That all affects it, because there was a little bit of feedback I could hear in the guitar as well in places. So my guess is you were recording it dry, maybe. I don't know. Amp through DI into guitar rig. Okay. But yeah, maybe record it dry. But anyway. Amp through DI into guitar rig. Yeah, maybe try. I know sometimes it helps to be able to hear what it's going to sound like. But better to use an actual amp or one of those little guitar pod things. Though they're a bit shit, aren't they? But they're cheap. Anyway, yeah, good track. Good. I like different stuff. I think the mix needs a bit of work, and like I say, maybe strip some bits back, go a bit more D&B, and be braver with your bass guitar and your guitar playing. But I love the fact you're actually playing your own instruments on it. So, thumbs up. Let's have a little look at the feedback in the chat. Man, you lot put a lot of comments in here, didn't you? Track 8. What we at? Okay, 20 past. We'll do one more. Some filter would be good. Uh-oh. Toasty. Oh, so it's pronounced toasty, as in cheese toasty. That's interesting. Toasty would just be a quite cool name. Toastie. Fuck it. Go all out. Oh, and I just want to give a shout out to the YouTube and Facebook viewers, because the chat really only works with Twitch, I believe, most of the time. So thank you for watching on those other platforms. The majority of us are on Twitch, I believe. But I can see here I have this little restream widget that tells me I have quite a few people on YouTube and Facebook. as well as the majority on Twitch. But yeah, I just wanted to say hello if you're not getting any of the chat, or I'm not reading out your feedback because maybe it's not coming through. It's for Facebook that never comes through for some reason. Okay, people call me Toasty in real life, so your name should be Toasty then, not Toasty. Let's have a little look. I'm personally not a fan of the snare. Doesn't sound bad, but it could use a little work. Feels very busy in the low mids. Hearing some volume surges as well. Could be to do with the drum compression overall limiting. Being a guitarist, this is perspective. I'll comment on that because this style of D&B isn't a strong point for me. The bends and vibrato in the licks don't quite keep pitch, make it all the way to the correct note, and it's causing a fair amount of dissonance. Guitar sounds nice and shoegazy. Change your alias to Toasty. I just said that. That's, yeah, TZ. See, he knows it. TZ. There's a lot of dissonant stuff in there, both in the bass and in the mids. Yeah, and you're going to get that when you're playing guitar like that. It's just, it's hard, very hard to not do that. What else? Mike Kiss played guitar last week for 3 minutes. That's not true. It was like 30 seconds. And the guitar has a nice tone, but the bends aren't hitting the correct pitch. Okay. Maybe just a last minute tune just before you're about to record, just to be sure. Guitars just go out of tune all the time, especially in this heat, man. You'll do 1-2 takes and they'll be slightly out of tune. And on like dance music, it's really noticeable when you're like backing up with synths and stuff. If the whole thing's not live, it's very noticeable. All right. Big up everyone from around the world. Dutch crew. Getting sidetracked. Let's spin the wheel of roulette. There's another dude with a guitar here. And I think this is quite funny. It's called Satisfied, right? But it's version 11. That's fucking hilarious.
feel better now?
Yes, I do.
All right, then. Let me have your bedtime story.
That's a little bit creepy at the end there. Yeah, I mean, there's like 85 tunes in there. I suppose there are some nice elements in there, though. This is the thing. The chords, the piano sample / chords were really nice, and some of the vocal samples were really nice. But then it's like you basically just threw an MPC at your wall. You loaded up your MPC. I can see it in the picture as well. You loaded that up with lots of random samples, and you just threw a tennis ball at it and pressed record. I'm cracking myself up. I swear. But there's some really good elements in it. It was just the random groan. I suppose that's why you've called it Satisfied. It was the random porn samples that threw me a little bit. Definitely needs more sub. I've written that. The drums are a bit hectic. It could have probably done with simpler drums, actually, because you had a lot going on. The mids in the drums, like some of the breaks as well, were quite harsh. Yeah, some good elements, just a lot going on. Let's have a little look. Let's have a little look at the chat. Let's have a little look at the chat. Definitely filled that sampler with random hits, and you just bashed it with a tennis ball and pressed record. Right. Let's have a little look. Love the variation. Love the jazzy breaks. What is that dog barking sound? I feel like you could take ideas from this tune and make 3 separate tunes. A whole lot of groove. Yeah, I agree. Needs more sub, more bass, sub, bass. Yay for the Lensman break. So a lot of people talking about the sub, as we expected. My man sampled Porn. London Electricity Vibe. Mix needs a lot of work, though. Not safe for work. Reverb on main vocal is placing it in a weird space, and then the Porn sample sticks out a lot because of that. Maybe mute that sound. This is brilliant. This is brilliant. No, I love it. I love it. That was NATO Core Satisfied. Yeah, I think just go easy on some of those elements, because actually the bones, there are some good bones there. Like the piano chords, all joking aside, the piano chords and one of the vocal samples are really nice. Needed a bit of weight, stripping back, bit of bass, and that'd actually be a nice little tune. Strip back the drums as well. So yeah, no, joking aside, there is actually a tune in there for sure, and a good one, I think, if you can just be more brutal with your sound selection. Okay, next one, probably the last one. Let's do one more. Lots of bootlegs. Lots of bootlegs. By the looks of it. Digital Native, Irreversible, Shamba, and Digital Native. That was very, very, very nice. Very cool. Very cool indeed. Digital Native keeps sending good tunes, and I think I was just checking. I don't know if you could see then. I was just checking my phone because he sent me some tracks, and I thought I'd replied, but I don't think it went through, or I did. So I apologise. That was lovely. Let me go back to my notes. Oh yeah, definitely agree. I think that's one of the better ones, if not the best one of the evening. Drums, lovely. I like tight drums like that. Sub, love the fact we had a good sub tonight. Love the subtle use of distorted mid basses, and you were quite restrained with them, which I thought was wicked. Some notes, piano could be used more sparingly, I thought. And the only other thing, I thought the kick was a bit boxy. Some of the high mids, it was a little bit clicky. But it kind of worked for the tune, so I don't know if that's a personal preference thing or a mix thing. Maybe just tone that back a little bit. I think. But this is very good, man. I'm gonna chat to you after because we have been listening to your tunes at Goldfat, and I know everyone, all three of us have been enjoying them very much. And I thought I replied to you, so apologies if I haven't, because that's terrible. But yeah, we're really liking them, so I'll definitely chat to you ASAP. Let's have a little look at. I know Marissa's proper feeling them. She was listening to them on repeat. I don't think she's on here tonight. But she was listening to them a lot. Okay. Let's have a little look at the feedback. Lot of comments. Track 10. Def Aid, big up again for keeping count. We did 10. That's amazing. Nice feel instantly. Liking this already. Nice tight drums already. This is sounding tight. Really like it. See, very good feedback. You know you're onto a winner. Love the way the bass comes in. Boom, we have sub. Yeah, we were missing sub for a little bit. Filter off those keys. Filter. Drink. Piano could sit a little more stereo. Interesting. Nice mid basses. Maybe some interesting automation on the keys. I really liked your use of that mid bass, that distorted space sound. I liked how I say it again. I liked the restraint you showed with it. I thought that was a nice touch. What's they saying? Yeah, here, take out the piano. Yeah, so maybe let it roll a bit. This is dope. I reckon the mix just needs to tighten up. Give us some filth. Darker section. That's not a bad shout. Where I was saying maybe the piano could be used more sparingly, maybe you could just have a little 32 bars of moodiness. Yeah, it's there, man. It is so there. Couple tweaks. I really want this. None of you can have it. I'm signing it. What? Love the ghost snares. Wicked tune. Yeah, see? Look at all this feedback. There's no bad feedback. Damn. Right, well, we've got to finish on that one. Hello, Mike Kiss. Do you have any Gouda? Gouda? Guido. I thought we were talking about cheese. What? Oh, I did give you a message back. Yeah, it was on that. Okay, yeah, fair. Wicked. I'm glad. I thought I was going mad. Guido. Who's Guido? Country Music Lady 229. Don't know what that means. All right. Well, look. Thank you, everyone, again, for a great stream. If you want to send your tunes in and you haven't before, you have to send them in on Discord. Our Discord server, which is now 150. I don't know, 160. It's quite a lot of us in there. It's a great community, and it's active. Most Discord servers, let's be honest, are absolute ghost towns. Actually, you'll find people having conversations every day on ours, which I think is amazing, which is really good. So we have a good little no kick challenge going on in there where you have to make a tune without using a kick drum whatsoever. The winner is going to get a Gold Fat hoodie that is exclusive. They're not even being made. You can't even buy them. It's a one-off. So join, and you have to get invited. You can't just join random. Like every other ones, you can just join any random old server. Our one is invitation only to keep it from getting spammed out. Yeah, join the channel, the No Kick Challenge, which you've got until August to make a tune without a kick drum. And the winner gets a Gold Fat hoodie and more now. I've thrown a sticker in it as well. So big up. I will chat to you all next week. Send in a few more tunes. We've got no, I don't need you to send any more. We've got enough here. But if you're gagging to send one in, do. But yeah, peace out. Safe. Have a safe